I'm Luke Summerhays, and I love Pikachu. Pikachu is a small, yellow, electric-type mouse Pokemon. It's fast, cute, and fairly powerful. Found early in the original games, hidden among the endless Caterpie and Weedle of Viridian Forest, Pikachu was rare but invaluable, particularly if a player didn't start with Bulbasaur, for use against the water-type Cerulean Gym. There were few electric types in the game, so unless a player was lucky enough to find a Zapdos or Electabuzz before the Elite Four, those trainers who found a Pikachu at the start of the game were probably still using a Raichu when they became Pokemon Champion. That might well have been the end of the story. A cute design, useful typing, just one more monster among the original 150. After the release of Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green in Japan, and their explosive popularity, Pokemon began to morph from a little Game Boy game into a multimedia merchandising phenomenon. The makers of the anime wanted to pick one Pokemon as a mascot, and history was made. By the time Pokemon came west, it was way past the point of being just a video game. It landed on multiple fronts, as an anime and a card game and a range of toys. Pikachu toys were airdropped from the skies. The town of Topeka, Kansas became To-Pikachu. By the turn of the millennium, the little yellow mouse was recognisable worldwide, as beloved and notorious as Mickey Mouse. Pikachu now stands tall among the pantheon of Nintendo icons. But let's try to forget about all that. Ignore the cynical meetings where it was decided that a yellow character was easily recognisable and appealed to both genders. Ignore the Pikachu parades and the jokes about him getting onto a bus. Ignore the plastering of Pikachu's face on toys and lunchboxes, and game boxes and clothes and candy bars and handmade adult toys on Etsy. Let's look at the mouse that built the house. Pikachu was designed by Atsuko Nishida. I don't normally mention the individual creators of Pokemon, that information isn't even always publicly available. But it feels like an injustice how few people know the name of the woman who designed one of the most memorable characters in the world. Pikachu is a little yellow mouse/squirrel thing. Apparently the first electric type ever designed. It has a lightning-shaped tail and red cheeks for storing electricity. The name comes from Pika, the onomatopoeia for electrical sparks, and Chew, the noise a mouse makes. It was pretty chubby in the original art, but has slowly been slimmed down and streamlined, perhaps to make him more easily animated in the intervening years. You already knew all that. Pikachu is cute and quick. It has powerful electric attacks, often demonstrated in spectacular fashion on the television screen. In video games, Pikachu is a cute and powerful electric type. The Pokédex talks about it living in the forests and cooking berries, but any other character it has is projected onto it by the player. The anime is another story. Ash and Pikachu's bond, Pikachu's heroism and sadness and humour is legendary. From the first episode, refusing to enter a Pokeball or listen to his trainer, through the Spearow attack and reviving Ash with Pokemon tears in the first movie and beyond. With just his name and a tone of voice, Pikachu conveys more character than all the writing and dialogue in the world. He actually has a lot in common with another yellow hero of mine, Bumblebee from the Transformers movies. Despite this, if one wants to hear Pikachu talk and talk in human words, that option exists too. In the game Detective Pikachu, players work alongside a Pikachu who can speak English to the main human character in a brilliantly gravelly voice. Soon enough, this Pikachu will be appearing on the silver screen, alas played by Ryan Reynolds rather than Danny DeVito. This will be the first live-action Pokemon movie, and feature creature effects by the team behind the eponymous monsters from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Look! Another Harry Potter connection! Without even evolving it, there are multiple versions of Pikachu one can encounter. Female Pikachus have a heart-shaped tail, In some games, Pikachu can be caught with Ash's cap or a birthday hat. In Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, there was cosplay Pikachu, who could wear a variety of outfits and learn moves beyond its type. The coolest of these was, of course, Pikachu Libre. Pikachu Libre is a wrestling Pikachu in a luchador outfit. She returned in Pokken Tournament for the Wii U, where she was my main. She's fast and manoeuvrable, just the kind of character I like in a fighting game. Even better, her moveset is full of references to professional referencing, from the Stone Cold Stunner and a German suplex, to an ultra move that involves jumping from the top rope. Of course, as well as these variants, Pikachu does have an evolutionary family. A Thunderstone evolves it into a Raichu. Raichu is bigger and tougher. As the episode where Ash fights Lieutenant Surge taught us, Raichu is more powerful, but if you evolve it too early it can't learn speed-based attacks. I find Raichu to be a pretty cool design actually, and just as cute as Pikachu. Naturally, the anime character never evolves, and this stubborn refusal to change the extremely marketable face of the franchise eliminated the option to evolve Pikachu in Pokemon Yellow version, and will be replicated in the upcoming Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. It makes you feel sorry for Raichu. Initially a cool and desirable Pokemon, the development of the series since the original games has seen it sidelined further and further. In the second generation, Pikachu also received a pre-evolution. Pichu is a smaller, even more babyishly proportioned version of Pikachu. It does feel a little pointless and Scrappy-Doo-esque, particularly as Pikachu hardly lacked in cuteness to begin with. There are cute anime appearances for Pichu and moves that can be bred across. Pichu joined Pikachu in the Smash Bros. Series, cutely damaging itself when it used electric attacks. On the whole though, Pichu feels a little like a cynical creation to sell plushies, the equivalent of swapping out the Wookiees for Ewoks in Return of the Jedi. Raichu finally got some love and attention in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Alolan Raichu is an alternate form found in that region, surfing on its own tail through the air with its new Psychic-type ability. Surfing has been a hidden part of Pikachu and Raichu since a surfing Pikachu could be unlocked for Pokemon Yellow, along with a minigame. In Pokemon Snap, Pikachu could be led to pose on a surfboard, and in the anime, Ash and Pikachu encountered a surfing Pikachu who was a walking homage to Hawaiian culture. Finally, the surfing Pikachu concept achieved a new level of canonicity with its whole evolution built around the concept. As a battler, Raichu is probably the most genuinely viable of the whole family. It's also really cool. In an interview about Pikachu earlier this year, the game's creators revealed that he once had a second evolution after Raichu. Gorochu was bigger and had fangs and horns, but was cut from the game to improve balance. With Pikachu's popularity meaning the evolutions it already has rarely see any limelight, I find it highly unlikely we'll ever see the Gorochu concept revisited. There's no shortage of people who love Pikachu. As not just an ambassador for his franchise, but sometimes the whole nation of Japan, Pikachu is adored worldwide. Pokemon is now the highest grossing media franchise in the world, and all those people sending dollars and yen Nintendo's way know Pikachu. Friend of the show James J. Moyles said, "Pikachu, what could be said that hasn't been said about the mascot of the series? They're wonderfully cute either in the dumpy classic design or the more streamlined modern design. Pichu is a wee cutie too, and it seems as though that will continue to be the case with his return in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I do feel sorry for Raichu though, Yellow, and I'd imagine Let's Go Pikachu actively stop you from getting one, as your Pikachu doesn't want to evolve into a Raichu. It knows that barely anyone likes Raichu, and that's a shame. I suppose that's the curse of having your series mascot be a middle evolution. Folks are going to want to keep the popular Mon, as opposed to its older brother." He's not alone in his Raichu sentiments there. Chris Pengilly said, "I prefer Raichu out of the three. It's one of the reasons I'm going for Let's Go Eevee, as I feel bad for getting rid of my starter, and not being able to evolve Pikachu you start with is balls. I'm not having a Pikachu and a Raichu in the same team." Of course, Pikachu's ubiquity and popularity does leave some people feeling cold towards the critter. Jonathan Cromie, composer for this show, said, "I am bored of Pikachu. It's cute, but not among the cutest. Not cute enough to appear everywhere like it does. If it had been just another Mon, I'd have loved it, but I've been deadened to it by overexposure. Raichu is a bigger, more aggressive Pikachu. Shrug. Pichu is a cutie, especially when it's nipping around Super Smash Bros. Melee shocking itself. But the head size does border on ridiculous. Alolan Raichu is where it's at with this family. An extra type, riding its tail through the air, and electric terrain, with dead soulless eyes. Definitely my pick. To try to understand people who don't love Pikachu, I sat down and spoke to my girlfriend Shen. Living in Japan, we see Pokemon merchandise everywhere, and the overabundance of Pikachu specifically gets her down.
Hi.
So, why do you hate Pikachu?
God, you want me to answer this straight off the bat.
Sorry, I was just trying to do a Frost Nixon on you.
It all started back in Yellow version, like when you're going to get your first Pokemon, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna get an Eevee, and then your rival Gary Oak just comes up and shoves you over and takes your Eevee, and after that, I was just like, okay, well, it's a Pikachu, I can get a Raichu, can't I? And then you finally get a Electric Thunderstone, and then it refuses to evolve, and after that, it was just all downhill from there.
So it's safe to say that you won't be buying Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
Let's go Eevee! Yay! Eevee!
So is it just that resentment that has made you keep hating Pikachu all these years?
No, I mean, I love Pokemon. There's hundreds of Pokemon in the Pokemon world. Even way back when it was 150 Pokemon. And for some reason they keep reusing Pikachu as the main model, like #1 Pokemon that everybody loves. And it drives me up the wall because he's so overused and it's everywhere. And I just can't stand it.
Tell us about trying to get that Lapras yesterday.
So yeah, in the Gachapon machine, like you look at the front, it shows like all that's available, and there's like this Lapras in there, and there's 1 Lapras, 2 Dittos. What else was there?
Maybe like a Togepi or something.
Yeah, like a Togepi or something. Something, I forget what it was. And then there were 4 Pikachus. 4 of them. It's like every single gacha machine here, if it's got Pokemon, has a minimum of 1 Pikachu in it. It doesn't matter which one it is, like what the theme is, there's always a Pikachu.
And you always know you're going to end up getting the Pikachu as well.
I always get the Pikachu, I just want Lapras.
Whatever your feelings on Pikachu, he's not going anywhere. At least, as long as his little yellow face is plastered all over the place, we know Pokemon is here to stay. Music for Luke Loves Pokemon was created by Jonathan Cromie. Artwork for the show is by Katie Groves. If you're interested and you enjoy the show, please do give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes, and share this podcast with your Pokemon-loving friends. If you have anything to say about the next Pokemon we'll be covering, Sandshrew and Sandslash, let me know all about it. I'm on Twitter and Facebook at LukeLovesPKMN, and you can email the show at lukelovespkmn@gmail.com. I love Pikachu, and remember, I love you too.